Life another Jagger Mythic goes with it. I am here with another video. This time we're gonna do a little learning about Android 17. And since the new season 3.5 changes, we're gonna be talking about all of the things that make 17 good, bad, and overall just where he lies and on the character list for me. Not anyone else, but for me. So let's jump on into this and get straight into 17's normal. Um, and then like its walk speed and everything like that. Walk speed pretty normal, pretty normal. Decent back dash, and overall dash pretty moderate and average. Not bad. Constant movements around. Yep. All right. Now jumping into his normals, we're gonna talk about his light, his medium, his heavy, and key his S or his key charge. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said key charge, but let's hop right into the normals real quick. So we're gonna start off with 5L. 5L is very short. Like this button is short as hell. Like this is like look at that. Like I have to be that close for it to even connect. It's bad. It's so bad. And then continuing on with the 5L startup, it's a little better. Pushes them a little forward, but still just it's such a bad normal. Like I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like 17 does have really bad normals. I'm not even gonna sit here and sugarcoat that shit. That he does have really bad normals. Um, his medium is pretty much like the same as the 5L follow up. Pretty much it's just like it same gives you that stat and gives you a little bit more damage. It's a little better than his 5L. So a lot of people will start off with like 5M instead of 5L just because of the extra spacing that you get from doing it. 2M. 2M a little nice. It doesn't slide him forward. It has a little distance from it. A little nice button. I do like the 5M a lot. Outside of his like his 2L, it's really like bruh. I'm standing right here and I'm not even getting hits. Ridiculous. Yeah, no. His 5H. 5H. It's pretty similar to Android 18's 5H. Pretty similar. So you could pretty much all of his normals you can cancel out of. No lie. Yeah, you can cancel out of all of his normals. BT dubs, just to let you guys know. So if you guys don't know. 2H. 2H is, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. This move is so terrible. And until this recent patch, I didn't feel the need to use it at all. So this move is so bad. Like, oh, it's so bad. It's just like they tried to make it Goku 2H, but it was just bad. I don't even know what to say about this move. Like, this move is it's terrible. It puts you airborne, so it just like even on block, unless you have like some way of getting out of the corner or your opponent isn't paying attention, they will automatically try and go for either a reflect or a 2H because now you're airborne and there's nothing you can do about it. You might can call an assist on block to make it safe, but even then, it's still like it's still like there's so many frames that you can get punished for doing it. So like I'm not even gonna get into like the string of this move, not just yet, but as you can see, like there's so much recovery on me just throwing this move out. Like I can't. Like, as you can see, I'm mashing key blast to see if I can do something out of that. No, I actually have to cancel this move into a, a special move, which is unnecessary. So when it comes down to like block strings and things of that nature, when it comes down to stuff like that, you're probably going to want to stay away from 2A. Like you're just gonna want to stay away from it. It's not. It is very. It is very like, oh, I'm gonna use this as a last resort. So I'm running out of things and I need to get some space. So that's the only reason why you probably use that. Going to his two, or his 5S, his key blast. You can shoot this guy 5 times, or maybe 6. Yeah, no, 6. Sorry. You know, it's 6. You can do this up to 6 turns. Any part of the key blast you can cancel out of. Yeah, so like if you're throwing out key blasts and somebody tries to dash, you can bait them out with your super. And the reason why I'd say bait it out is I'm going to jump right into that after I talk about my jumping normals. So my jumping normals consist of 5L, 5 and 5. Okay, so 5M or 5L, pretty sappy. Not like I said, his lights, his normals are really bad. And so it's really hard to catch it. So a lot of times you either start off with your 5M or start off with the jumping M into jumping L instead of jumping into jumping L instead of 5M. So when you're trying to add some pressure onto the mix, you most likely want to jump in with jumping medium because it will tag even if the person is crouching. Yeah, like that. Like you want to always get there because you could cough up and then go into standing M, or yeah, go into 5M. Like it's really tricky for me to do this. I still have some trouble doing it. Like, yeah, no, but his 5M is pretty, or his jumping M is pretty nice. I keep saying 5M. I don't know why I keep saying 5M. You know, his jumping M is really nice. I feel like it could be better, but you know what? Who's to blame? I like the character. Then his jumping H. Yeah, so jumping H pretty much hits somewhat like his 6M. Pretty decent, actually. It's not terrible. It's pretty decent. And then we also, so those are all of his jumping normals, and then also like his jumping S, which doesn't necessarily it angles, so it doesn't go straight. It angles at a diagonal, so pretty decent. You could also cancel out of his key blast in the air as well, so it's really nice. Yeah, so you can cancel out of these moves. So if you're on top of somebody and you're trying to bait out something, you can get back to the ground really nicely. Or if they're blocking high and they want to start blocking low, mix them up a little bit with the record string. That has to deal with the new season 3.5 patch notes for him, which is a really good buff. Yeah, so like simple stuff like that. So like pretty much like keeping the opponent like locked down is very much what 17 does. He will always be a lockdown character. It doesn't matter where you put him. Most people like to put him in the front. Me personally, I don't have a problem with either putting him in the front or in the mid, but I do not like playing him without any assists just because I feel like he suffers from lack of combo damage. But with the new updates, he gets a little bit more combo damage that he can use. But still, it's still nice to have an assist there because it keeps his other moves safe. The record strings are very nice to have, and I'm gonna steal the verbiage of or not the verbiage, but like wording on one of my friends who actually plays a really decent 17 player. And he basically says like Android 17, his normals are his special moves, and I'm going to explain that so that you guys can understand where I'm coming from when I say this. 17 has a series of Rekka strings where he can change, depend no matter where he is in the Rekka string. So light, medium, or heavy. Like I'm gonna go all over this, but as you can see, it all starts from either XL driver or finish driver, and then everything can just be assisted or changed from that. Majority of 17's moves are just Rekka strings, and once you know the Rekka strings, you can either makes or breaks a 17 player. So if you know how that person is going to play, you can automatically read into what the Rekka string is going to be, and it makes it that much easier to fight him. It's not going to be easy when you first fight a 17 player because you need to understand that he can cancel out of any part of his Rekka strings. Just like in my last video where I was talking about how Hit can cancel out of his normals, any part of his normal neutral jab combo. 17 also has that feature with his Rekka strings, which is really nice. And that's what makes and breaks a good 17 player. Understanding the Rekka strings and understanding what you can and can't do. So let's start off with the starting move of his supers, which is a sliding sweep, which is holding diagonal and down. This move hits low. So if you're not blocking low, you will get hit, and this move can be canceled into other moves. So if you're going into this move, you can cancel into T-charge, into heavy. So keep that in mind. You can also implement this into a block string, which is really good. So you can pretty much like go for 2 lows, or you can just go for 3 lows, just to mess them up. And then after that, after the sweeping, pretty much like the sweeping is a really nice added touch. So it gives him pretty much like gives him this, pretty much like gives him like a sliding roll, which is really nice. And it's really nice to have for 17, seeing as though his normals are really bad. But this move is really, really, really unsafe. So don't throw this move out unless you're guaranteed in a combo, block stun, or even then, just do not be throwing this move out hesitantly, because people can punish you by either jumping and dashing with the air dash feature, the super dash feature, which pretty much like kills 17 if you're not paying attention to it. Now, let's talk about his Rekka strings. So starting off with the light Rekka, which is 236L, which is a really, really, really dangerous move, and I'm going to tell you why. The first move of this trumps the first hit of the Rekka string trumps out dashes. So if a person is to air dash at you, oops, sorry. So I forgot to set that earlier. I'm so sorry about that, you guys. But pretty much like when a person wants to dash at you, that first hit automatically counts as like a 2-8. So this move replaces his 2-8. Because of his 2H being so bad, this is going to be your option of having people that like to dash at you, punishing you, and it makes it that much sweeter to do. Now, from the first hit of it, you also have the following up, which is just a new. If you just press L, it just pretty much just a follow up. It doesn't do anything. It still hits mid, so the person can block standing, and it doesn't do anything outside of that. Now, the next part of it is an overhead. So this, you have to block high. If you're not blocking high or parrying it, there's like a small delay. when he does his overhead. So this is just me doing the string normally, 2-6L, and just keep pressing the light button, and you'll get all of these strings. Okay. Now, when that happens, the normal string is four strings. The normal string is 4 strings. So it goes into 2 medium. The first hit of the 2-3-6L record string is anti-air. Everything else can be either parry. Well, you can parry all of it, but the first hit cancels out jumping normals or jumping moves. Now going into this, you can block medium, standing for all of these except for the last one. The last one hits you, which is enough. So like I said, you can cancel out of all of these record strings at any point in time. So if you want to cancel or change how you're going to do the record string, you can either hold down to go for the low, hold forward to go for the overhead, or just press light again, and it just pretty much gives you that. Now there also is another move that you have to manually do inside of the record string, and that's back. You hold back in the back in a command button. So pretty much like light, medium, or heavy. If you hold back while doing it, you'll do a feint. So the feint is just to feint out an opponent and bait out any options that might come. You can also go back into the normal record string from that, or go for a feint into an overhead, a feint into a low, a feint into a low overhead, or I'm sorry, feint, low, overhead, all that stuff. Like, it's really tricky. So if you're not paying attention to how he's using his records, or another 17 is how he's using his records and how he's going to open you up, then you will have a hard time. 17 is going to constantly keep you blocking because his record strings don't really have any holes in them, except for the overhead. So if you're not paying attention and he's like masking it with like assist, it makes it that much harder. Yeah, like, it's crazy. Like, this character is insane crazy on pressure. And then we also going to talk about how different these moves can change. So pretty much, also I haven't talked about the other 2 moves out of the record string that 17 has. So out of the record string, he does have options to access a move called Power Blitz, which is when you're doing the move, if you hold down and special, or 2S on the controller, or if you're using like Xbox controller or PlayStation controller, or even a fight stick, if you're holding down and 2S while you're in the middle of the record string, you will get a thing called Power Blitz. Now with this move, it's called you have Power Blitz, which is a charge move first, and then it's the projectile. So the first part of Power Blitz is also a hit, but you have to be super close to doing it. And don't just throw this move out. You normally don't want to throw this move out unless you have are in a combo or finishing up like a string, and you can call an assist. So while you're doing this, it just makes it that much more easier and sweeter for you to mask your pressure. So it just keeps the pressure locked in. And you also have the option of adding Power Blitz into the mix. Now, the first part of the move Power Blitz is really bad. So just be careful when throwing that out. Now, but when you have Power Blitz charge, you have options to trump out beams. Like this move trumps out beams once you have it charged. And the reason why I say that is because the first orb completely nullifies the beams. So like if you have Goku Black, Android 18, anybody that has any form of like a beam that pretty much just like eats through Ki Blast, you will fall for that. Oops. And there we go. So when I have this unlocked, which is I'm just gonna show you. So it's easier to show versus like to tell. So as you can see from that little instance right there, Cell threw a Kamehameha, and I just pretty much just threw the second orb of Power Blitz. The first orb ate up the Kamehameha, and the second one, the second part of the Power Blitz orb, pretty much just like ate it up, and it's disgusting. Like, so unless you have like two forms of a beam, they're gonna end up having to burn through an assist just to make them safe, because Power Blitz is that crazy. Now, it doesn't necessarily have like a tracking system on it. It just, I know the first hit goes, it's kind of like a little how it is. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. Like it is insane. Like, yeah. See, sometimes it just goes all over the place. So be careful when throwing that out, because after you throw out the Power Blitz, you are prone to just go straight down. There's nothing else that you can do about it. It's a part of the move. So outside of Power Blitz, the next move that you would be out of the record string is called is your barrier. Your barrier. 17's barrier is a little different from 18's barrier. Reason why it's a little different from 18's barrier is because 17 has the option to counterattack when his barrier is then activated. So pretty much you have the option of holding down the move to just gain meter. So when you activate barrier, you can just hold the barrier and you'll just absorb it and gain meter for it. Or just to show you what I mean, or nice try. Oops, too early. Let's go. Oh, yeah. I am messing that up. Let's go. Almost had it. Yeah, there we go. All right. I can't believe I just messed that up so many times. Almost had it. Let's go. Yeah, so you have that option to just absorb it, and just from one Kamehameha, I gained so much meter. After you absorb, or you can absorb it, you could just press it again and just release it. Pretty much, you release a counterattack when you do it. Yeah, so like it leads into a combo, and that one combo gave me 2 bars of meter, just from barrier alone. The barrier is really, really nasty, due to the fact that any hit outside of grabs pretty much like trumps anything. Now going into that, this move is very unsafe. So once you activate barrier and somebody's pretty much like waiting for you to make a move, they can either grab you or just wait and go for a 2M. And when they go for the 2M, you're completely vulnerable. So you're gonna eat up everything. There's nothing you can do outside of barrier. You can't vanish. Like, as you can see, I'm trying to vanish, and after I'm using barrier, and there's nothing I can do at all. So once you use the barrier, it's just like you better hope that you have an assist. You better hope that you're that they fall for the trap or anything like that. After that, you're pretty much just like, you're gonna be eating a lot of crap. So now going more into how 17 operates outside of his record string, depending on what record string you do, they change. They depend to change. So that's talking about everything that he can do inside of his record strings. So we have XL driver, finish driver, top gear, second gear, low gear, fake out, and reverse gear. So all of these moves can be changed, and so 236S, light. Now with the medium, if you do the medium version of this move, it pretty much like gives you the option to go a little further than the light version. Now the difference between the light version is the light one, it just automatically does it. It just automatically does it without hesitation. Whereas the medium version, you have the option of just holding the button and you won't do anything. You can fake people out with this so easily. So when you're going into this move, people tend to parry, and you've been doing the light one all game. If you just throw the medium one out there, and you will catch people parrying or trying to throw other things out. Now, with the medium, the buttons tend to change. So everything with the light pretty much is really close and really fast and compact. So when you're using light, you're most likely just trying to stay in that person's face. Now with the medium one though, this one gives you a little bit more options to do things with. And when I say that, I mean you get more spacing. Everything is a little bit more further, so you can pretty much like get from like full screen, like from full screen into a person's face using the medium version so easily. Faking people out. It's insane. Like it is insane how much spacing this character can cover with just one string. So when I say his normals are literally his rekkas, his rekka strings are just so much better. You get the option to do so much what you need to do. Going into the EX version of his rekka string, the EX version of the rekka strings is different because it's side switches. So just like Hit and how pretty much like if he uses his bar for anything, he can pretty much like side switch. 17 also has an option as well. But if you want to be a little tricky, this is something that some people do not know. When 17 is going for his quarter circle back EX move, he can cancel it so he stays on the same side just by pressing light or medium. And once you do that, you pretty much have to pay attention. Let's go. Take this. You're wide open. Maximum power. Let's go. Take this. You're wide open. Over here. Like it's insane that you can do this. You can cancel your rekkas into another rekka string while you're on the ground. So you can only do it twice. So if you start off with Axle Driver first, you can cancel any part of the move into Finish Driver. And it just becomes that much more. I might be mispronouncing some of his special moves, and I do apologize for that. Now, moving along to his EX barrier inside of the rekka string. So I did talk about how he can pretty much switch everybody up with just the regular rekka string, but there is something different that a lot of people don't know. The EX barrier is insane for pressure. The reason why it's insane for pressure is because the EX barrier outside of the normal barrier gives you the option to cancel into an automatic pretty much like you have the option to still counter attack even if the barrier has not been. And then also the thing about the EX barrier that is so nice as well is that it trumps out level 1s and level 3s. Outside of command grabs. So like I said, command grabs are the only thing that messes with the barrier. You try to hit this guy with the level 1 or level 3 while he has the barrier up, the EX barrier up, you will be eating some words. Now there are some characters that can get around it kind of easily, like Zamasu, which is like a multi-hit, and he's aerial, so it's gonna make it hard for you to hit him, and then not to mention it also eats up the barrier's timing, so you'll take a couple hits of damage, which is not terrible. But with that being said, it's very nice to like punish waking up opponents with level 3. Reason why it's really easy for you to do that is because not only will you get the meter, you can also counterattack. So I'm gonna see if I can try it really quickly. Yep. See? So you just a half a bar meter beats out Cell's entire level 3, and I can counterattack. So it just eats it up entirely, and it's disgusting. Now, outside of the EX barrier, I want to talk about his aerial moves, which now he can activate in the air. So one thing about the 3.5 changes that he did not have in in other seasons, like season 1, season 2, and season 3, is that he couldn't use certain moves in the air. So he didn't have access to replicas in the air, and that's where he fell prey to being just like another ground gangster. But because he got a buff, he can now use his record strings in the air, which makes it so much easier to hard knock down from anywhere on the map, by spending half a bar, or even if you're in the corner and you don't want to spend half a bar and you just want the hard knockdown. Oh yeah, no, you are going to get your hard knockdown, and it makes it that much more easier. Now, before I move on to the record strings in the air, I forgot to talk about this one move, 236S, and I can't remember the back one. 236S, quarter circle back. I know. Don't laugh at me, okay? I'm struggling. Don't at me today, you guys. But you guys know I'm going with this. Quarter circle back and quarter circle forward. Pretty much gives you the option to jump across the wall. Now on the ground, outside of the air, he can do this on the ground twice to change his position. When he's doing this move, he'll end up going back to his normal position. But before you get to the move, you can cancel out any move with normal, but it's at a very later time. Yeah, no. So you can pretty much like you turn into Black Panther where you're just jumping all over the place, and it's insane. Now, outside of this move, you can cancel this move into your record string, which is so nice. So this is pretty much like leading into the record string. Now, so when you're in the air moving on to when you're in the air, I'm going to be talking about the record string. So when you're in the air, you can have the option to do your overhead, which it's quarter circle forward. Quarter circle forward light is pretty much just like right under the person and you land on the person. This just pretty much like restands them, and you can just continue the record string from there. The medium one goes a little forward. Pretty much this one gives you your hard knockdown properties. It just gives you a sliding knockdown. You can't really combo this in too much outside of the corner, if I'm not mistaken. If there are some of you guys that played 17 in the chat, please let me know if there's another way for you to combo into his medium record strings. I would greatly appreciate it, because it would be a little easier for me to understand. Okay, so I pretty much like that. Yeah, no, it's really weird. I haven't found any way of using that outside of the corner. Now with the EX one, this one kind of combos into itself. It's really nice. So this one gives you a ground bounce. It gives you like a ground bounce property, which you can continue using your record string, which is really nice. So I like using the EX one because you get the option of restanding opponents and then going for reset. And then you could also get your power blitz as well. So with this one, you get the knock up, go for another record string, and pretty much like continue with the combo however you want. Now, I know what you're talking about, like why would I use this if it's going to restand the person, or I could go for a mix-up. Like I'll get into that later. But this, but when you use this and you go for your power blitz, and you want to go for your power blitz, like he'll still have the option of getting his power blitz, and you still have the option of not losing the corner as well. So when you're in the corner and you're doing stuff like this, and oops. I cannot believe I messed that up. Oh wow! I am so sorry, you guys. I'm so sloppy right now. Wow, I'm tripping. There we go. Yeah, so you'll still get the hard knockdown, and then you also get the option of resetting somebody. So you can go for your 50-50 from that then. Sorry, sorry that took so long, but I don't know how to else to like explain it. Now, with also talking about the other one, which is quarter circle back light. As you're going for the second record string, which is a feint, it gives you the option to go for a feint. When you go for the feint, depending on which version of the feint you go, you'll move in different directions. So the quarter circle forward light is an overhead, which is automatically underneath you. Then you have the one, the medium, which is, gives you the gives you a little bit of goes a little forward in the air, and then goes straight for a hard knockdown. The EX one pushes you almost a character away, and you can still cancel into your record string. Now you can cancel into your record strings for all of these. They just give you different properties.
Over here. Over here. You're wide open. Here you go. Where you going?
As you guys can see, pretty much gives you the restand and everything like that. Now the feint, you can still cancel in. So when you're doing a record string in the air, you can cancel into other you can cancel into your record strings 3 times. So from the feint, which is real, which is why this buff is so needed, because now you have the option of just like completely opening people up just by feinting them and just continuing your pressure. Oops, messed that up. But you guys get the point. You guys get the point. This character is insane because of this. Now, I'm going to talk about the different types of feints. I know I've been like rushing through like everything, and I'm so sorry about that. But like, there's so much to talk about this character. It's crazy. So the quarter circle back light feint pushes you forward. The quarter circle back medium feint pushes you back. So this gives you a little bit of like, oh, I'm trying to get out of the situation, and pretty much like pushes you back. Now you can still cancel into your normal record string from this. So by doing that, you would pretty much like, just pressing the button, you'll finish the record string. But if you do it and add quarter circle forward into it, you'll just cancel into your record string. Now, the quarter circle back heavy pretty much gives you adult Gohan 2S, jumping 2S in the air, which puts you right in front of the person. Why 17 is so dangerous now? It's because now this man has literally turned into Black Panther. And like I said, you can cancel out of these moves from, oh my god, the amount of movement that this character covers so quickly is insane. And have I mastered it? No. Have I even mastered like his combo damage? No. But I'm still trying to like learn how to properly use and execute this character, because there's so much that he covers for being that he's just all about. Now, outside of his like his special moves, like I've pretty much like covered all of his special moves at this point in time. Yeah, no, that's it. I pretty much covered everything that he has. So he does have 3 specials, 2 level 1s and a level 3. The one level 1 that he can only use on the ground side switches. So it pretty much like teleports you to the opposite side and it side switches, and unless you are blocking the opposite direction, it will hit you. Now, you can end this combo after hitting a person with a power blitz, or because it'll pick off the ground pretty easily. And then the one that if you're switching into a character like PHP, you have the barrier. So this barrier pretty much is insane. And I'm going to tell you why it's insane. Because just like the EX barrier, the first couple frames of this move is fully invincible. So like you can see on the bottom of my screen where it says invincibility, it gives him full invincibility. So he pretty much like runs through everything. Now unless somebody parries this move and or just blocks it, and the character doesn't have like really like a sliding to M, then it's going to be kind of hard trying to punish this because it pushes you far away to the point that it makes you safe, and then also gives you a little bit more space to really. So this move right here, pretty much, it just beats out level 1s and level 3. So it doesn't matter if you have a spirit bomb or not. No, I'm getting through that. Just straight through it. Just straight through it. It's insane. That move is insane. And then not to mention it also tracks. So if you're on the ground, it tracks. If you're in the air, it just goes straight. Now, then we're going to talk about his level 3. His level 3 does surprisingly a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage. So like it's surprising that you'd be like, oh, it doesn't do that much damage. No, it does a decent amount of damage. Just like for a combo ender. Yeah, like something like that. Just like I only use 3.5 bars during that combo. 3.5 bars using that combo. That did 77%. That's crazy. That is crazy. Like, this character is insane. There's a lot to talk about in this character, and I feel like I haven't really like talked a lot about his combo game or even his like mix-up potential. Because being able to cancel out of your normal record strings whenever you want, and it's insane. Like, that one mix-up alone. Just like that one combo exception alone literally puts Cell like one mix up from Android 17 and you're probably dead. Just because it's that easy to mix somebody up. So like literally being able to cancel into this move and just even if you don't get the necessary cancel, like you still have the options of calling your barrier and then calling your assist or even baiting options out. Like this character is crazy because of the feints. Like I thought Hit was crazy, but like Android 17 is on like another level of just insane because not only does he gain projectiles, which pretty much like nullifies other projectiles, he also has the options of barrier as well. Now, with all of that being said, he still struggles in areas such as like his normal game. Like I said, his normals are not amazing and they're not good. Like he can get them beat out by other characters with farther reaching normals and not to mention like characters with armor. So like Broly's 16 and sometimes Cell and Bardock. Like I have the amount of times I've gotten snuffed out because my normals didn't reach a person because their Bardock's normals or even Broly's normals just beat mine out because my normals are so small and abysmal. Is insane. So this is where he comes into play. Like, what do I do to get out of a fuzzy situation? Like, if I'm in the corner and I'm being pressured down, like, and I know he's trying to bait out my either my sparking or my I'm sorry, I like literally lost my train of thought. Trying to bait out my sparking or even trying to bait out a parry. Like, he has these options to get out of the corner with relative ease. And even if you don't want to go the full distance and somebody's like backing off knowing that you're going to go the full distance, you can cancel into other moves so it makes yourself safe. And then also call assist in to stop them that gray area. there's an like I can't even explain how much this character like is insane. He's just insane. Um, so overall, I feel that if I had to give 17 a score from like on a scale of 1 to 10, I would most definitely give him like an 8.5. Due to the fact that his normal's not being as good. And then not to mention if you go against the right opponent and the person just knows the overall like the block strings and everything like that, it's not hard to block Android 17 at all. Other than that, he is a very solid character. Very technical. So beginner friendly. If I was to say beginner friendly, I would say no. Due to the fact that he's not a character that you can just pick up and just learn right away without actually like test driving him. Because I know for a fact I wanted to play 17 for a very, very long time. Like when he first came out, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play that character. He is nowhere near as good as he is now. Versus where he was back in season 1. Like these didn't exist. These didn't get dropped until this new season passed. So and then not to mention the double quarter circle back or quarter circle forward. Like those the double you can only use it one time, and that didn't exist. So you were stuck with your on the ground record strings and then your not so good air normal, like outside of like your jumping in. Like you were stuck with just the basics of that stuff. Like they changed so much about 17 that he went from being like a bottom tier character to now being like one of the top tier characters just because of his pressure. 17 has always had pressure. He just had trouble getting in against characters with projectiles and longer lanes. You have to be a little bit more smarter on how to use them. And now they give you the options of moving around the map however you feel. It just makes it that much more harder for him to deal with. Other than that, overall, like that's pretty much how 17 in like a nutshell. He has amazing specials that can be canceled into various defensive options. So he's very passive, like a very passive aggressive character. But at the same time, you can choose whether you want to be passive or you can choose whether you want to be aggressive because he gives you those options. Good thing, good specials, good damage. Good meat, like he has a really good meter game. Like now I mention it, like from you doing just a record string, you can probably gain like 2, maybe 3 parts of meter just from completing a record string or going for a hard knockdown. It's disgusting. His flaws, like I said, normals are not good at all. And that's okay. But overall, still a very solid character. 8.5 on 8.5 on my list, and that's probably why I still use him. But if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about this video, please do not hesitate to put them in the comment section. If you did like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see a little bit more about learning characters and characters I have played with in the past, please let me know what the next character you guys want to see in the comments below. Until next time, I will catch you guys later. Catch me up on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Xander155. It is the same thing as my YouTube channel. I will be streaming a little bit after this video goes up. Once the video goes up, I will post it in the Twitch channel. So for you guys who want to learn a little bit more about my 17 video, check that out. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about my hit video, go to my channel and check that out as well. Until next time, I see you guys later. Deuces.